Your home, your family, your legacy. They deserve the highest level of protection. At Lathrop Insurance, we design tailored programs for coastal homes, secondary properties, and high-value assets, giving you peace of mind no matter where life takes you. We're honored to protect families in Rhode Island with personalized care and expert guidance. Lathrop Insurance, protecting the life you've worked so hard to build.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Business Over Breakfast with the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce and 321 Media. My name is Ben Barber. It is a freezing cold Thursday morning here in Westerly, but it's a little bit warmer in my heart because my favorite of our three co-hosts for this show is here today, the one and only Lisa Kanicki.
I'm a favorite. Wow.
Not a favorite, the favorite.
Wow.
The favorite of the three co-hosts.
Love.
As far as I'm concerned, Maria and Grace, throw them out with the.
Oh, please.
You know, it's fine. You know, it is what it is. But you
that's
Lisa.
only because I bring breakfast. That's why I know.
Yes.
I know how.
Also,
you roll.
I hope that you don't watch the other episodes because
you tell them the same thing.
No. I wouldn't do
should.
that. I wouldn't do that. We are also here with Marcus Ohanesian from Perfect Evolution. How are you, man?
I'm great. Thanks
good
for
to
having
see
me.
you.
Yeah, good to see you.
I only see you in this conference room.
Yep.
That's the only time I've ever seen you in my entire life.
Yep.
Multiple times in this conference room.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that you exist outside of here.
Well, he doesn't have the kind of product that's, out there in your face.
I know.
Guy.
It's
but
behind.
maybe we should change that. Maybe we should hang out somewhere else.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. What are you doing for the Super Bowl? We're having a Super Bowl party. Me and Marcus are having a Super Bowl party.
Done.
Okay.
So that's what's happening.
See that?
Lisa, before we get into the business side of Business Over Breakfast, let's talk about the breakfast side.
Okay. I like to bring treats, sweeten things up around here, and remind you of all the great places that have some delicious morning pastries for you to try. Not all of them are open at the hour that I'm visiting them before this show, so some of them we circle back to more than others. But this morning I stopped at McQuaid's. Don't forget that they have a great pastry shop and bakery. We have a chocolate chip scone, which is looking really good. And then we also have a corn muffin because, just because corn's in it makes it sound like it's healthy.
Sure.
And then this big, crazy cheese Danish with lots and lots of frosting on it that Marcus is eyeing. So that's for you you two gentlemen to enjoy. I am not going to have any of those, but they do look good. I'm exerting my willpower for the first quarter of 2026.
I love it. Last time you were here, you came in with breakfast and it was a bunch of treats like that. And then you just left them all on my desk to leave. And everybody that came in for the next hour, I was
enjoyed them.
No.
Oh, they thought you were eating
everybody that came in, I went, hey, would you like a muffin? Would you like a scone? And everybody was like, no, it's the beginning of January. I'm watching what I'm doing, etc. I bring it home. I go, Jackie, Lisa brought these things. Would you like one? No. So
they didn't get eaten?
No, I ate all of them.
Okay.
Over the course of 2 days.
Are you telling me not to bring them? Should I be bringing celery sticks in the morning and we'll call it?
I'm just saying. Veggies? It's the second week of February next week. That is when everybody falls off of their New Year's resolutions, except for Lisa Kanicki, because she has the willpower of 500 women.
It's true.
But that all being said, I'm glad that Marcus is like, yeah, I'm going to take that.
Yeah, good. He's onto something.
Yeah.
All right. So it's all about Marcus now. And I've been working on the pronunciation of his last name. It rolled off your tongue like it was nothing, Ben. Marcus Ohanesian.
Perfect.
All right. Yeah. So it's not as intimidating as it looks.
No, not at all. It's great.
And I love the name of your business, Perfect Evolution, because it's just succinct. It inspires confidence. And it makes you a little inquisitive about what am I evolving to?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what Perfect Evolution does.
Yeah, absolutely. So it started off as a freelance name that I used to go by when I was doing graphic design in college to make extra beer money and stuff like that, helping out bands and helping out friends' businesses. Slowly turned into a small Shopify agency now. So we focus on the Shopify platform. So any e-commerce website doing direct to consumer sales. And we've also started helping more retail shops set up their POS for Shopify. So those two things kind of talk to each other. So like I said, we're a small team. It's myself and a couple other people, project manager, some developers and designer. And yeah, we work with a lot of small businesses to get them up and running, to create their online store, or if they've sort of hit a growth plateau, doing like a little under $1 million in online sales. So, really D2C focused websites, then we'll really help and like bolt onto their team basically as an extension of their marketing team, help them with more development, growth strategies and tactics and things like that to help their site grow a little bit more.
Okay, D2C, direct to consumer. Just want to make sure for anyone who's watching, because during COVID, we had a lot of people that became entrepreneurs. They either lost their job, or they started working from home more, or maybe they found themselves in a position they had to find some additional income. Several of them started off selling all kinds of products at our Sunday Fun Day festivals and on Facebook and whatever. And now they're growing up, if you will. They're evolving. And so a business like yours can really kind of usher them into the next level of their growth, streamline things, make it more efficient. How do they get from here to there? When you get a phone call from a small business person like that, walk us through what that process looks like when you're meeting with them and you're outlining what that, and what kind of time period are we talking about? From, I think I want to do this, to I'm live and I have my actual storefront open.
So it's a completely new business. Like, you've been dreaming about this thing and, you just you're waiting for the right time. Obviously there's no real right time except now. It's so easy to get going on Shopify. That's sort of one of their main selling points, is you can get up and running in a weekend. They go off of themes. So you can pick a theme. It could be free. It could be a paid theme, whatever you want. You add your products, you customize it with your logo, which we can talk about more as well, your fonts, your colors, all that. And you can get up and running honestly a couple hours, but give yourself a weekend, you can have your business up and running. Now, just because you have a website doesn't mean people are going to find it and go there and buy something, right?
Excellent point.
So there's that whole side of it of getting found, either using SEO, search engine optimization, using Google and things like that for people to search and find, or now using AI, using ChatGPT or something to say, hey, I'm looking for XYZ, who do you recommend? And your recommendations come up there. But there's also just local events, like you said, getting a table at Sunday Fun Day, or finding a retail location and start having a brick and mortar location. There's so many different ways.
Joining a chamber.
Joining the chamber, networking with
getting
other
out
businesses.
there as a new member, getting them to promote you on social media or 321, or there's lots of ways.
There's so many opportunities. And obviously, like, we talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, CEOs, business owners, whatever, and they're all over the map as far as their journey. Some are at 0 or 1% with just an idea. And some are, hey, we have a website. It's horrible. It's on Shopify. We just picked a random theme. We don't really know what we're doing. We need an expert. We need someone that can really help us and understand the ecosystem. So we'll go in and we'll always do an audit and just get a lay of the land, basically, just to kind of get like, all right, here's the blueprint of what they have now. Here's where you're at. And then we want to understand, like, what are you trying to do? Where do you want to go, basically, as your goals, right? And we'll basically reverse engineer how to get there from where you're at, and come up with sort of a blueprint, if you will. And sometimes that's, hey, your website's really bad, and it's old, it's broken, it's not a good user experience, it's slow on mobile devices, whatever it is. We should really think about a retheme, meaning a revamp of your website, starting from the ground up, essentially.
Sounds expensive.
Sure, depending on what your requirements are. I'll say that as a caveat.
Okay.
So I have my agency, but I also do side just consulting, just like me. You buy a couple hours of my time, basically, and I come to your retail location, I hang out and understand like what you're trying to do. It's obviously a way to nurture local businesses and help them, but it's also a way to help them grow, and eventually then they can kind of come into the agency world and work with my amazing senior developer, my project manager, and all that, where you have a team now and you're on a monthly retainer with us, and there's a little bit more growth and traction that we have. But I've been talking to a lot of retail merchants, either on Shopify or not, that just need a lot of structural help too. So it's like you can have the front end of your website, the user-facing website, look pretty and look great, and you have your products and your prices and all the stuff that's up there. But once an order comes in, it's complete chaos. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to fulfill the order. They don't know that they need a label printer. there's a lot of back-end operational things.
The postage, I mean.
Yeah. So it's a whole, the e-commerce world, running an e-commerce business is a completely different structural setup to a retail location.
Yep.
Right. So that's a lot of the consulting stuff coming in. And I don't own an e-commerce business, but I've talked to hundreds of them, a lot of them at this point over the years of being in this world. So I'm getting little bits of information and kind of having my knowledge base of, I've talked to a bunch of other merchants that are in your similar size, maybe offering similar product, and can offer a lot of solutions that way,
Yeah. Great. And even a workshop maybe down the line, if for people thinking about going into e-commerce, because one of the things we hear from a lot of people once they're in it is, I never knew. I didn't think of, I didn't budget for.
Oh yeah.
We hear that.
Yeah.
There's a lot behind it. Even simple things like we sell buoys for the lobster trap trade.
Yeah.
And it's, you bought your buoy, come to our office and pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have people, because this is a nationally recognized program, buying buoys from all over the country.
Oh,
and
cool.
Even though it says everywhere, this is the price of the buoy, does not include anything else. You've got to come pick it up. Oh, aren't you going to ship it to me to Arkansas? Which is the box, the packaging, the staff time, the mileage, driving it to either the post office or the parcel center or whatever.
I was so hoping you didn't say driving it to Arkansas, which is not beyond you.
No.
Which is not beyond you. Miss, I'll drive to Virginia for a nutcracker.
True.
Wow.
I would take the plane. But yeah, we, people don't think everything through, all those other steps. Who's going to do that? How are you going to do that? What's the most efficient way to do it?
Yeah.
Do you do your postage in-house versus out? There's just a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. The beauty of Shopify is they give you a lot of those tools out of the box. So if you give them the, whatever it is, $39 a month at their lowest tier, you get access to their discounted shipping rates through USPS, UPS, FedEx, etc. So
which is fantastic.
You don't have to get your
You're
wholesale
never going to
account.
be able to access that without it.
Exactly.
Right?
So it's literally just a couple drop-down selections in the back end of your shipping settings. Boom, now you can offer next day shipping, whatever it is you want to offer, flat rate, and it's all, you get discounted rates anyway because you're going through their wholesale account.
So the larger they become, the better able they're able to manage costs for the small businesses that have to access some of these services.
Exactly.
Yeah. Great.
And you can manage your customers in there. They have a marketing platform. Obviously, there's a lot more robust email marketing platforms like Klaviyo or MailChimp is probably a more popular one too. But they have a system in there that allows you to send marketing emails. They have all their transactional emails. So order confirmation emails, when you place an order, I'm sure you've seen this, you get an order confirmation, right? Hey, thanks for your order. We're working on getting it shipped. They have all that stuff just built in. So it's super easy to plug and play. Just say, I have my product images, I have my product name, I have my product description, pricing, inventory. You just add it to Shopify and you can launch the store with 1 to 5 products if that's all you want. You don't have to think about it as like, I got this grandiose idea and I'm really waiting till I get, 100 to 300 different products that I can sell. No, put 25 to 50 of them
Get your feet wet.
Yeah, get up there. You're going to learn a lot.
Sure, with those first orders being processed.
I have to say this. We 321 is now a most like 99% of broadcast company. When we were doing full tilt marketing, we did a ton of websites, and mostly we were building websites that were not necessarily e-commerce. Maybe they had a tiny portion that was e-commerce. You sold something on it, but not, and then we started having more and more clients that needed direct e-commerce. And I will say this, if you are going to sell more than one item and it's a thing, like you need a Shopify site. It's the most, like, it is what it is. Like you need one.
Yeah. And
when we've built a bunch of Shopify. I said Spotify. A bunch of Shopify. We've built a bunch of Shopify sites. We've built a bunch of other sites that were on other platforms but had e-commerce stuff. So my recommendation, as somebody who's been doing this for 15 years, if you're going to do e-commerce, go Shopify because it is by far the easiest. And number 2, you do not know what you don't know. And while Shopify is the easiest, it is also very easy to screw up if you don't know what you're doing. So at the very least, when you start it, get it set up right. Marcus came in and did an episode in here with us like 6 months ago or something. And we were literally like, before he even left, Patrick and I looked at each other and went, "We're never doing another Shopify site in our life. We're going to just send people to Marcus because he's incredible.
He's seen it all, and he knows how to get around it.
He is incredible at it, and if you're going to build it, and you want to build it right the first time, because those things like fulfillment and shipping prices and doing all of those things, you're talking about, if you want a real e-commerce business, those microtransactions, those little pennies that you save in shipping, the friction, you want to get the friction points down, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want, you want the font color in the cart to make sense so that people see what they're doing, and you want no friction. You want as little friction as possible for someone to actually check out of your link. And all of those things are incredibly hard to do it yourself.
This is quite the endorsement, Marcus. He
I
gets
know.
it. He understands.
I didn't pay the manager over there at all.
So I could not highly recommend Marcus and Perfect Evolution more.
Thank you.
Because of that. As someone who has built many a Shopify site, I would much rather not do it and have Marcus do it.
I appreciate it. And we have a lot of partnerships with people that give referrals and agencies and stuff. We have a little referral kickback. So if anyone has a Shopify,
good.
Yeah, we're more than happy to build relationships. We get a lot of referrals actually through other complementary agencies that don't do development, where they might do more like digital marketing or email or social media stuff. They'll send stuff to us and we'll send stuff back to them. And it's, we're helping each other grow each other's businesses,
I saw when I was looking at your website, the different partnerships that you have out there, which is great. And of course, referrals, there's nothing better than a personal referral. That's going to be the strongest thing that you can get. One of the things that really made me smile is, yes, your website is super informational and it's easy to understand, but you convey it in a lingo and in a style that's very, down to earth and user friendly. My favorite piece on your website was hell yes or no, where you describe you got to be passionate about this. If you're passionate about it, we're going to get passionate about it. We're going to want to work with you. And if it's not, if it's just a rudimentary transaction or whatever, sorry, we're not the company for you.
Yeah.
That resonated with me.
Awesome.
And I'm sure with other people. So your site is great. And
thank you.
What is your site for those who are watching and want to learn a little bit more?
Yeah, it's just perfectevolution.com. You'll see our work on there. You'll see some of the solutions and services we offer: design development, CRO, which is conversion rate optimization, how to get more sales on your site, basically. We do a lot of accessibility remediation for sites that either don't want to get sued, ADA compliance, basically.
Yeah.
And SEO/GEO, generative AI, how to get found basically in those LLMs that are, I'm doing a lot of abbreviations.
Yeah. It's all right. Thanks for spelling them out. And not to focus on negative things, but we kind of mentioned it a little bit outside before we went on the air this morning. There are more legal issues that are coming up.
Yeah.
There are, I don't want to say ambulance chasers, but there are groups that are going out there and looking for trouble, looking for reasons to create an issue for a small business owner. And just one of those issues could be enough to set you back or put you out of business. So having somebody help you avoid those pitfalls before you get there is vital.
Yeah, we've dealt with a lot of remediation work from merchants that have gotten letters of intent, basically like, hey, we're going to sue you if you don't do this, essentially. Their site was not compliant with. There's a lot of things to look at, and I'll try to summarize it without going down a rabbit hole. But color contrast issues. So, if you have a black button, the background color of a button is black, and you're putting, dark gray text on top of it, the contrast between those two colors isn't enough. So disabled users aren't going to see that. Some people are using screen reader tools to read your website. So that's why things, if they're not going to be able to see the image. So your alt tags are super important, because your alt tags are what your screen reader tool reads what's going on in that actual image. So little things like that. And of course, we do scans and audits to kind of give you a benchmark score.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to get to 100 out of that. And we help people stay away from getting sued. So there's a lot of overlay tools that are positioned as the solution. They're really just like a Band-Aid, and they're almost targets to get you sued and get sent letters from lawyers. So we deal with a lot of that snake oil salesman stuff in the industry. I won't name any names, but they're out there, just like any industry. But yeah, it's there's a lot to think about when you're trying to run a successful e-commerce business, and we're just trying to kind of take a little off your plate and help as an extension of your team.
Now, you talked a lot about search engine optimization. What if you don't have a Shopify account, but SEO is a goal of yours for your industry? Can somebody contact you and contract your services just for that?
Yeah, so SEO is just, it's platform agnostic, right? It's like, no matter what, if you have a website, you want to be found on Google or Bing, or like I said, start to show up in all these AI LLMs for recommendations. Yes, there's certain technical things you can do on your website, regardless of whatever platform you're on, and certain on-site, on-page experience and content that you can do to help increase your rankings organically. And again, we produce audits as like the first step of every relationship that we have. See what you're doing, where do you line up as a benchmark? And then obviously when we help improve all that stuff, we can say, well, when you started with us, you were here, now you're here. But to answer your question, yeah, we would love to help out and just look at your site. If you're on Squarespace, even Wix and GoDaddy, there's always stuff you can do, especially within those tools. They offer a lot of the tools right inside your little admin panel that you may not know about, where you can edit the page title or the meta description or adding in these strategic keywords, just free, takes you 2 seconds. Obviously do it more intentional with research to make sure that you're trying to rank for the right words, but I can help you with that type of stuff too.
Great.
Marcus.
Yes.
I am beaming with excitement to show you our new GEO model.
Yeah, nice.
After this.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'm very bordering on, I don't like to promote 3, 2, 1 on this at all, but you're going to be very excited about this.
I'm excited. I love when Ben gets excited.
All right.
No, Lisa, it is the most exciting thing that I've ever done in my entire professional life.
That's saying something.
That's a bold statement, huh?
It is.
Good for you. Good.
Amazing.
Cool. I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sorry.
No,
just it is so rare right now that anyone ever says the words GEO publicly. Like,
it's true. It's new. It's a new thing.
It's a new thing.
I just started saying it.
It's a new thing. But the truth of the matter is, like, search engine optimization is going to be going away. Like, not going away completely. It never will. Just like emails didn't go away, just like social media isn't going away, et cetera, et cetera. But more and more people every day are asking ChatGPT. They're asking Gemini. They're asking Copilot. And to the point where they're asking Siri, right? And then Siri is giving you AI information. Even Google, when you Google, I'm sure that you've done this, you Google now, and the first thing that comes up is the AI answer. Right. And then it's like,
not that it's always correct.
Not that it's no, not that it's always correct. But if you're looking for what's the best pizza place in Westerly, and the AI comes up first, does it matter that much? Not like if you're asking like a question about like not a yes or no question, you know what I mean? Like if you're asking like a philosophical question, question on advice or something, that can be terrible. But if you're asking like, where can I get insurance in Westerly, and Lathrop Insurance comes up first, or or you're asking another question in PPG Wealth. I'm just trying to mention all of the chamber champions down at the bottom, but like you're gonna go to those things first, right? And so these are all things that you don't know and why it's important to have a Shopify expert.
It's still
build your
so
site.
New.
Yeah, it's very new.
It's still so new. Like I said, I just started using the term GEO, which is generative engine optimization. So there's search engine optimization, SEO, meaning Google, Bing, etc. But now people are using these AI tools for recommendations, like a better Google search, including myself, of trying to find stuff, because it's almost like a personal assistant there.
Yeah.
So there's a whole side of that, of how to get more visibility, how to get your business more visibility into those recommendations. So that's another podcast episode.
A new field, a new opportunity,
totally.
And new consulting, and these trends are constantly changing. Technology can scare people, but it also can be a friend and one of the most valuable tools, especially for a small business person.
Totally.
When you think about, how people used to spend advertising 15 years ago, and measuring, did I get any results? And I won't give any examples versus how they can do it now and actually get quantified results.
Totally.
It's been a game changer for nonprofits, for businesses, for everybody.
Yeah, it's a little bit more intentional, and like you said, there's more performance metrics that you can track. It's not throwing an ad in the phone book and hoping for the best,
Yeah, and I said I wasn't going to give examples, but that's one. There's about 10 other ones out there that are.
But even then, right? Like when you're looking at the phone book, there was ways to try to be number one in the phone book, and not just necessarily placing ads in the phone book.
That's why everyone's name began with A.
Triple A.
Everybody wanted A at the beginning. Yep.
I was going to say ABC Photo Lab. I'm sure that's not why they did that.
But I remember Amigos. They said that's one of the reasons why we picked the name Amigos. It's the A's.
Oh, you're gonna,
and plus it has a friendly vibe.
Yeah.
Amigo. But I mean, people still think along that line. You want to be at the top of the list. You want to be first. You want that first opportunity for somebody's business and to earn their trust.
But and now it's, how do you make sure that you show up first on Google search and on LLM models and chat and all of those things. So, part of that's branding, part of that, and doing things like, being a chamber champion so that all of those things happen, so that people see it and recognize it. And, and part of it is making sure that all of the nooks and crannies in your website that can generate these things are there in the right spots, right? Like just little things for SEO, right? Like if you have an image on your website and that image is named img.7529, does nothing for you. But if that image is Marcus and Lisa on the Ocean Community Chamber podcast, like if it's
downtown Westerly, Rhode Island,
exactly.
Or something.
Nobody sees that, but Google does.
Those little things.
Those are things that call Perfect Evolution for that, because it's so important, and you don't know. But then the other side of that, I think that is just as important. The branding, like when you're asking Siri or the A word that I'm not going to say because from Amazon, because I don't want to turn people's bots on. But when you're saying like, hey, Siri, I need car insurance, Siri decides.
Of course.
And if you know Dan Lathrop and you say, hey, Siri, I need car insurance, get me Lathrop insurance number, there's a difference for that. And that's why people need chambers of commerce and stuff like that. And I turned my own Siri on. Damn it. But anyway,
there's a lot to absorb out there. I think is like the biggest takeaway for this, So it's like, in business owners, as you know from being in the space, like they just try to do everything, right? It's like the CEO mindset of like, well, I can just do it. Sure, you can do it.
Or I'm new and I can't justify the money on that yet. Same thing we hear sometimes about memberships, and you're like, but the return on the investment is this.
Totally. So it's the same deal with
penny wise, pound foolish. You know, where do you put your money? What's the most important? Your priority. You got to have your sign out. You got to,
It's like
it's on the list, but where is it on the list?
Yeah, it's important. In the e-commerce world, it's easy to like quantify it. It's like, all right, if you're going to pay me or my agency X amount of dollars, well, I can help generate that in sales on your website. I can show you the report that says in the past 6 months of working with me, we've generated X
before
amount
and after.
Yeah, so it's very clear cut and dry of the monetary amount that you're investing versus the ROI on it.
Do you have potential clients ask you for referrals of other small businesses that you've worked with?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, so I mean, obviously it depends on if they're a local thing. If I'm talking to someone that's building on a brick and mortar location here in Westerly, and they need a plumber, electrician, whatever. Of course, like that's what they live on too, is personal recommendations, referrals. And then in the e-commerce space, different tools and things to integrate. If they're trying to run like a subscription program on their Shopify store, they need a tool because Shopify doesn't really have it. They have one, but it's pretty subpar. There's other third-party tools out there, so we'll come to the table and give them 3 different recommendations, the pricing, kind of the breakdown, and help set up demos with the companies and help facilitate all that. We get a little kickback from that company for recommending them a client, but we'd be doing the client a disservice if we didn't try to help them in some way, and recommend a trusted source, basically,
Sure. Good. And we talked even about, down the road, maybe collaborating with the chamber and doing some outreach to small businesses, and talk a little bit about your vision for what that would look like.
Yeah. So I'm fairly new to Westerly in the past couple of years. My wife and I moved down here and wanted to get involved in the community. I was involved. We're from Worcester, Massachusetts, so got involved heavily there. And I'm hoping to do a Shopify e-commerce centric like meetup / event here, somewhere in Westerly here. Get a local business to provide some food and beverages, hang out. I'll talk about something e-commerce related, but invite a bunch of the local merchants, either that are using Shopify that I have connections with, or someone that's thinking about migrating to Shopify for their POS and or website. And really just bring the retail community together, and think of me as sort of a resource and, someone that we can just kind of casually hang out with and chat about, e-commerce, retail, that type of stuff.
And your customer base, is there a limit geography wise to where your customers could be given the services you provide?
No. So my whole team is distributed. Like I work from home. Everyone has a home office. We're all distributed and remote. Our clients are all over the map, mainly in the country, but we have some West Coast. We have some down in Florida. We have some middle of country. Some of their parent companies are overseas in Japan or whatever.
So maybe our Shopify program, we incorporate, Ben, so that it's available not just to those people who show up and want to sit in the room and meet and have snacks and all this.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe there's a component that people can.
Yeah, like live streaming. You're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I would do that, but I'm not a fan of Marcus.
Oh, that's a bummer. We'll have to convert him.
But we could reach out to a much broader audience.
Yeah.
With the message.
Totally.
And you might have people that you secure as clients in other states or whatever, because they might not drive 45 minutes down for the networking component and for the pizza and salad or whatever it is that we're going to do, but it's content rich for them.
Yeah, totally. That's a great idea.
Well, thanks.
It's global.
We're just keeping it going here.
That's it.
So
is it the triangle of success?
I mean, when I look at like the Yellow Farmhouse Education Center over in Stonington, where they're talking about food and how to use kelp in recipes and all these things, they're doing conferences online from little Stonington, Connecticut nonprofit that over 1,000 people are registering for some of their programs because they've found a way to reach out to a broader audience.
People love kelp.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just one. They do all kinds. They do all kinds of holistic programs and food programs and all that. But I'm just saying there could be potential here for it to reach beyond our region and even our states of Connecticut and Rhode Island.
That's awesome.
Try to think about that. I'm part of the New England Chamber of Commerce Executives Association, so I've got over 100 partners that run chambers all across New England. I don't know. Maybe you come to the NICE conference one year. It might be a great opportunity for you to grow your business that way. There are businesses that have sponsor tables and talk about what they provide. Or maybe you're a guest speaker to get, who knows?
Yeah.
So
I would love to.
We'll talk more.
I'm here to help, any way I can do that in the community, whether you're local to, the Westerly, Pawcatuck area, wherever, or just online, if you have a Shopify store, happy to help,
What didn't we cover this morning?
I mean, we covered a lot. a lot of other paths we can go down.
I just don't want to end unless there was an opportunity to talk about anything else that you're like, oh, I wanted to say that today or mention that today.
Nothing on the professional business side. I think we've talked about the Shopify stuff. I play drums in a band here locally as well.
Woo!
You guys,
all right.
Wow, I got a fan over there.
Never heard you.
He's never even heard the band.
I was just excited.
Yeah.
Where can people find said band?
We're called Sea of Giants, so seaofgiants.com. We just played the United. Their front room, we sold that out, which was nice. That was a good feeling. And we're playing Ocean Mist in April, I believe. But seaofgiants.com, it's like reggae, funk, coastal kind of chill vibes, I guess, So as the weather gets nice and warm, you might be looking for some music.
Yeah, we're doing this program called Denizens of the Deep this year, which is all about ocean mystical creatures, mermaids, sharks, whales, and artists are painting them. And we're going to have some sort of cool kickoff. And we have this 8-foot long sea dragon that kids can ride on and bubbles come out of it. And the name of your group is perfectly aligned with Denizens of the Deep. So if we go down the entertainment side and decide to incorporate a live musical group, I'll be in touch on that too.
That'd be great. I think we'd be a perfect fit just based off the name.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds like a match. I love a good theme. We've got a couple other upcoming things to talk about. If you're an artist and you're out there and you're thinking ahead to Memorial Day weekend, right now is the time that you can apply to the Virtue Art Festival. You can go on our website at oceanchamber.org and find the application. It's very inexpensive for the 2-day event that over 20,000 people come to. We generally have about 185 artists. Last year, they came from, I believe, 11 different states. So it's a true showcase. In addition to exhibiting and selling incredible arts and fine crafts, it's free music all weekend, and it's also a make it and take it station for children at our creation station. So you'll hear more about that as the weather warms and we get closer to Memorial Day. Our chocolate stroll is sold out, so we're not going to get you too excited about that, but thank you to all those who bought tickets and are going to be joining us next week for what's sure to be another fantastic event in the heart of our downtown. Today at 9:30, we're going to be over at the Stonington Community Center with the Women's Business Development Council, and they offer micro grants for women. If you are a woman-owned business in the state of Connecticut and you want to learn more about this program that's helped a lot of small businesses, I can think of 2 alone in the Velvet Mill. This is a great opportunity. We're going to bring some coffee and some Danish over there and some muffins and sit down for a half hour to talk about the program, get your questions answered, and the executives from that nonprofit organization will be there to help you with that. Next month is the Easter egg hunt. I should have the date committed to memory, but I'm sorry, I don't. If you are in the community and you would like to volunteer helping us stuff 10,000 Easter eggs, we would welcome your assistance at the chamber office. We'll provide a comfortable conference room and all the candy and eggs to keep you busy. The hunt is March 21st at 11 a.m., weather permitting, in Wilcox Park, and it's always a fun tradition. April 23rd is our Trashin' Fashion Show. That is going to be held at 6 o'clock at the United Theater. So if you are wondering what to do over these next couple of cold months while most of us are spending a lot of time indoors, look around, find some recyclable materials from your home or from your office, and get creative and make yourself some kind of a cool outfit so that come April, you can walk the catwalk at the United Theater and show off your creativity and help us encourage recycling, which is so important. Last year's show was amazing. You would have thought you were in New York City during Fashion Week. We sold every single ticket. The outfits were unbelievable. They were next level. They had crowns. They had things that lit up. They had so many 3D effects. And then we had people that took real materials like their father's old ties. He was going to junk into the garbage and sewed it together and made a dress out of men's ties. So practical and beautiful, and then mystical, magical, and completely out there. It's a lot of fun. Tickets are only $15 to go to Trashin' Fashion, and we hope to see you there. For information on these programs, to learn more about other chamber members or how to join, how we can help you, please visit us at oceanchamber.org.
Amazing. Trashin' Fashion is my favorite event of the year.
Really?
Well, yeah, because Jackie says that all of my clothes are garbage.
Oh, geez.
So
she's going to make something out of some of your discarded clothes?
No, she just says that all of my clothes are garbage. We next Wednesday, February 11th, we have business after hours at the Westerly Community Credit Union, 122 Granite Street in Westerly. That's 5 to 7 p.m. Business after hours, always an incredible time. And Westerly Community Credit Union really does a fantastic job when they host. And, come down. I'm sure that the brand new president and CEO of
Andrew Rogers,
Cuckoo, will be down there.
He's the best.
I love Andrew.
Oh, we love him.
I love
too.
Andrew
He's
so
great.
much. And then there is February 24th. There is a tri-chamber business after hour.
At the Granite Theater. I love
it. At the Granite Theater.
I've got some you don't have to.
That is February 24th. Don't one-up me, okay? I already one-upped you.
It's coming back at you.
At the Granite Theater. And that is with our friends at the Central
Eastern
Chamber.
Connecticut Chamber.
All right, yeah, and the Mystic Chamber. All right. You go.
No, it's good. Something that has not been put out on Facebook yet, but it's good to plan ahead. We are doing with the Rhode Island Hospitality Association on March 30th from 10 to 1, the Serve Safe programming.
Ooh.
So that is something that a lot of the hotels, all of the restaurants have to get their staff recertified on that. And we do it for free at the Chamber as part of our partnership with them.
Yep.
So I remember last year we had a whole team from Lake of Isles and North Stonington that came over. We had some of the hotels in Misquamicut come over. We had a bunch of them. So mark your calendar. If you're not a member of the Chamber, it's going to be $10. Ooh, a whole $10 for 3 hours of programming. But if you are a member, it's free, it's limited in space, and it's a great way to meet others from your industry and get your certification. So
awesome.
Another value added program.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much for being here, Marcus. Always a pleasure. Lisa.
Thanks for your time. Great job.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. We are going to end this so that Lisa can get over to the Como. And Marcus can
go out there and save the world.
Yeah, go out there and save the world.
One sale at a time.
And also in enough time that I can show you guys the thing I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
All right, bye for now, everybody.